Hello everyone! I am super excited to start this video off because this is the premiere. Well, it's not going to be live or anything, but this is going to be the first episode for my 10 episode series that'll be running for a little bit. It will probably end by the end of the September or beginning of October. Because I'm not going to do these super often, but I'll do a few every month. I'm going to do like 10 or 12, maybe 15 episodes. So I'm thinking like 12 is the best number I can do. Monster Fright Fights. That's the name I came up with. And, I don't know how well it's going to do. We're going to see. And I already have a few scheduled videos for next month. But I'm not going to do too many spoilers. I'll tell you who's going to be involved in one of them. Like, one of them has, I already said that, when Monsters versus Horrors is gonna be, like, episode 2 or something like that. I didn't say which episode, because I don't remember the dates. I did put dates on there somewhere. No, I actually put dates on my shorts and my episode reviews. I do dates on those, but I can do the regular old videos whenever I want. I have, like, 20 regular videos I want to do next month. I already listed them all. But, yeah. Monster Fright Fights. I'm trying to make these a little shorter, like 7 to 8 minutes. So, I think one of them involves King Jelly Jam. So stay tuned for that. One of them does involve the evil camera. You'll like who it versus is, because the evil camera is like one of the most powerful Goosebumps characters. Even though it's not alive, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. So, anyways, let's get started on our Fright Fight number 1. Gummy bears versus lawn gnomes. Now, who would win this fight? Now, let's imagine. Just use our imagination, guys. What if there was an army of gummy bears on one side, an army of lawn gnomes on another? If it was a flat land, I'm not talking about, like, any formations. If they were just an open field, no hazards, no nothing. It was just army of gummy bears, army of lawn gnomes. Who would win the fight? Now, I'm not going to say yet, because I know exactly who would win. And you guys might disagree, because there's a lot of ways the other team could win, but the one who has the most chance, spoiler alert, it's the gnomes. And that might become as a bit of a shocker, but let me explain. So, the thing is, I'm going off the Goosebumps movie, so the gnomes aren't going to be giant, they're going to be gummy bear size. Now, if we're talking gummy bears, I'd think they'd start out as the tiny little gummies, and then they'd form into big ones when the battle starts. They'd form into medium gummies. So yeah, and then there'd be a whole bunch of gummies running around, and then there'd be a whole bunch of lawn gnomes. Now, the gummy bears can absorb and suck in things. It couldn't suck in humans at that size because they're humans, but lawn gnomes, it will just engulf them. But wait a minute, hold on. The lawn gnomes have weapons. And you're like, oh no, it's just gonna suck in the weapons. If there's like 5 lawn gnomes and 1 gummy bear, it can't hold more than 1 lawn gnome. And I'm talking about the medium gummy bears, the one that were the most iconic. Not the gigantic one that appears at the end. Spoiler alert, the end of the fight scene. I'm talking about the medium-sized one. They can only hold like 1 lawn gnome. So if they can only hold 1 lawn gnome, I don't think they're going to be able to withstand 2, especially if there's an army coming at them. So, okay, so here's the thing, if a group of lawn gnomes came up on this, like, 2 gummy bears, they both absorb a few lawn gnomes. Each, like, 1 could fit in a gummy bear. The lawn gnomes just swing at the gummy bears, ripping the gummy off, like, and they couldn't do anything about it, because they're gummy bears. They could jump, but they'd be a little heavier, because lawn gnomes are not as heavy as gummy bears, but are still going to add weight. Because these gummy bears are giant, and gummy is way heavier than porcelain. I think that's what the lawn gnomes are made of. And also, one quick thing. If you watch the Goosebumps movie, you know the lawn gnomes are indestructible. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, that automatically makes them win, which kind of does. It means they have a higher chance. Because just because they're indestructible doesn't mean they're unbeatable. Because they can retreat. So if a gummy bear absorbs a lawn gnome, then a bunch of lawn gnomes will come up to it. Unless there's like a whole group of gummy bears. They won't be able to fight. They won't be able to do that. But anyways, Now, what if they formed into giant gummy bear who can hold a whole bunch of lawn gnomes? Here's the thing. There would be at least like a couple hundred of the giant gummy bears. And let me remind you, there will be a lot more little gnomes. And I see the idea of, okay, what if they form giant gummy bear? They absorb all the little gnomes that are around it, since the gnomes can't go into it any bigger. What would the gnomes do about that? Well, the gummy bear giant can't jump, so it won't be able to leap at them. It can flop, probably backwards. If it tried to do that, it can't get up. So if it attempts to do something like that, they have the upper hand automatically. They can just swing at it. They can swing at it, rip off the gummy, and then, just so you guys know, when I say they rip off the gummy, I mean they rip it off. Like, they don't just take off gummy bear after gummy bear. They don't swing off gummy bears. Because, as you know about a Goosebumps movie, they're made of tiny gummy bears that are all put together to make a giant gummy bear. I'm saying they're ripping the little gummy bears apart whilst they do it. So practically the army's impossible. Practically the army's possible to defeat. Just here's the thing. What if a gummy bear giant was actually smart and didn't flop over onto a horde of lawn gnomes to absorb it? Because as you know, they will fall eventually. But what if they were able to keep their balance, and what if they still fight? They just crush the lawn gnomes. Well, here's the thing: the lawn gnomes can still make them fall over, because after as I said, they can only absorb a certain amount of lawn gnomes before they get full. Because it's not like they can absorb infinite lawn gnomes. But then, when I'm making this, then you realize, what if they smash the lawn gnome and then absorb it before it can reform? Now, that's the one possible solution I can find to the gummy bears being able to win. But as you can tell, from what I've said, the gummy bears will they are nearly impossible to defeat. And keep in mind, if they actually shatter the little lawn gnomes, how are they going to do that? That's going to be extremely hard. I mean, if they absorb them by stepping on them, it's not going to work. How are they going to smash them? No, don't get that wrong, guys. Don't get that wrong. And also, with all those little not gummy bears. There will still be a few little gummy bears running around. They'll just swing their pickaxes at them. But keep in mind, not every lawn gnome is a pickaxe. Some of them are just barehanded. Some of them have other things. Like, probably a few have hoes. Probably a few just have shovels. But still, all those are things that can rip. Even their hands could probably rip off some gummies. So keep in mind that these lawn gnomes are made of porcelain. They have strong hands. The gummy bears have harder but weaker hands. And also, take a look at this guy. You can see that he can't reach out that far. Yeah. It doesn't smell like gummy to me. Anyways, so as you can tell from all that I said, if the gummy bears were to go up in an army, and the lawn gnomes were to go up into an army, and they'd make two armies, gummy bears, lawn gnomes, the lawn gnomes would for sure crush and destroy the gummy bears. Because they have so many more movesets. And for all we know, the lawn gnomes could actually have a way they could be indestructible. But I don't think the gummy bears are able to crush them exactly, because as you can see from the Goosebumps movie, I don't think they can crush anything. If they try and really pounce on something, it'll just get absorbed. Now, another possible solution is they just rip out something out of the ground like a pole, and they whack lawn gnomes with it. Keep in mind that they're indestructible, and at a point, that pole or whatever it is will break, and if it doesn't, keep in mind that there's a whole army of lawn gnomes. No matter how many gummy bear giants there are, there's gonna be some lawn gnomes left over. Because when you turn into gummy giants, there's a lot less gummy bears on the field. I think 20 can turn into one giant gummy bear. And they can go even bigger. But what if all the gummy bears jump together? I don't see that actually happening. Just one more reminder. I don't see that actually would happen. And if that actually happened, it would immediately fall over. And the gummy bears would immediately have the upper hand, and it would be nearly impossible to get up. So yeah, I think that is how the Gnomes would win in a fight versus the gummy bears. Now, if you guys enjoyed this first episode, and I really like talking about this. This is actually pretty interesting. Fun topic. I can't wait for the next one. See you soon in the next one, guys. Bye.